Women must find support to stay in jobs that match their degrees. With more Indian women entering university campuses, the gender gap in college classrooms has narrowed. The gender gap in college classrooms has narrowed, but the latest All India survey on higher education AISHE data for 2023-24 reveals that absolute female enrollment rose by 42% over the past decade, climbing from 1.57 crore in 2014-15 to 2.24 crore. So this is the increase, a 40% rise in absolute female enrollment. In comparison, male enrollment grew from 1.85 crore to 2.26 crore during the same period. So women have comfortably surpassed the male growth rate of 22.16%, pushing higher the total higher education enrollment to a record 4.5 crore. They now account for nearly half of all students in Indian universities and colleges. With a gender parity index of 1.08, that is 108 young women now enter higher education for every 100 men. This marks a hard-won victory, especially for marginalized communities where female enrollment among SCs and STs rose by 51.4% and 75.7% respectively. Yet a deeper look at the data demands caution. Higher enrollment numbers are a superficial veneer if the pipeline of employment opportunities beyond the college gate remains broken. The higher enrollment numbers are nothing but a superficial veneer. If the pipeline of employment opportunities beyond the college gate remains broken. While women make up 44% of STEM students, this number is heavily skewed towards the S. That is general sciences such as biology and chemistry, where they hold a 54.6% majority. In contrast, engineering and technology remain mainly male dominated still, with women making up just 31.1% of employment. By clustering in traditional sciences, women are isolated from the future proof economic drivers of artificial intelligence and software engineering. Educational institutions remain largely patriarchal in addition. While the student body reflects a 50-50 split, there are only 82 female teachers for every 100 male teachers. Women remain absent from top tier leadership roles as well. Further, the influx of students has coincided with an explosion of private and low tier colleges, which face acute faculty shortages and poor infrastructure. India also faces a disconnect between higher education and the formal job market. The female labor force participation rate remains low due to societal expectations, domestic responsibilities, and safety barriers. According to the 2025 PLFS report, men dominate the regular salaried workforce, 26.5% versus 18.2%, and earn more. So men clearly dominate the salaried workforce, the regular salaried workforce. Average monthly earnings stand at 24,217 rupees for men compared with 18,353 rupees for women. While 64.2% of women are classified as self-employed, this categorization is vague and the statistic often includes unpaid household or farm labor, failing to show where women students go after they exit lecture halls. As 2.24 crore young women claim their place on campuses, the burden shifts to policy makers, institutional heads, and industry leaders to ensure that these women stay on in fruitful paid employment aligned with their degrees. So, this was the whole article. Now, regarding the social media ban, and Prime Minister Modi hailing Australia's social media ban on minors and signaling similar curbs in India as well, there is a view that such a blanket age cutoff risks pushing children into darker, unregulated corners of the internet, where harm can multiply. India's digital landscape, with thousands of young users, diverse languages, and patchy identity verification, makes enforcement difficult. A ban that cannot be implemented fairly becomes performative rather than protective. It becomes performative rather than protective. Instead of chasing a legislative headline, we should invest in digital literacy in schools, require platforms to adopt safety by design measures rather than relying solely on age gates, and create rapid response mechanisms for online abuse. Protecting children is non negotiable, but good intentions without effective implementation can create more vulnerability than they prevent. Another is this regarding Mr. Manish Shankar Iyer. So, although Mr. Manish Shankar Iyer is often regarded, rightly or wrongly, as someone sympathetic to Pakistan, he presents a convincing case for not shying away from an India Pakistan dialogue. India Pakistan dialogue. Jawaharlal Nehru famously observed, the only alternative, he said, the only alternative to coexistence is co-destruction. The only alternative to coexistence is co-destruction. Since no country can choose its neighbors, it is wise to build bridges that burn them. Reviving people to people dialogue would be a pragmatic way to cut through the fog of mutual distrust.